Welcome back. The match in focus is Italy vs Spain, and we'll look at who the superior tactician was in this game. But before that, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. Luis Enrique started Dani Olmo as a false 9 in this game instead of the regular number 9 Alvaro Morata. Olmo dropped deep to outnumber the Italians in the midfield and create overloads in the part of the field. That meant that the centre halves had to track Olmo in the middle of the park, leaving spaces in behind for the Spanish players to exploit. This is how the Spanish goal came about. Morata came into the match in the second half for Ferran Torres. There were many other changes as well, but we won't be highlighting them. This is just to make you understand how the goal came about. Morata found himself in this pocket of spaces in the midfield as the Italians were focused on covering the space on Olmo. Chiellini was pulled out of position by Morata and he linked up with Olmo to run into that space left by the centre-back, and he levelled the scoring for Spain late in the second half. Both teams had a similar setup in the midfield, hence there weren't many clear-cut chances in this match. While defending, both teams deployed a high press. The emphasis was to stop the holding midfielder from getting on the ball often and controlling the tempo of the game, so Barella was on Busquets throughout the match. This is where the distribution skills of the keepers came into the game. Unai Simon always had an option of finding a chip ball towards his fullbacks in build-up play. That's how Spain progressed high up the pitch. On the other hand, when the Italians had the ball deep into their own half, Spain made sure that Koke and Pedri were man-marking Verratti and Jorginho. This was the biggest reasons why the Italians weren't themselves in this game and were outplayed in the middle of the park. Jorginho and Verratti were given barely any time on the ball. To counter the high press, Italy were on the lookout for long balls in behind the Spanish high line. The other threat that the Italians possessed in this game was the overlapping runs of Emerson on the left-hand side. Azpilicueta was trying to avoid Insigne from getting any time in the half spaces, but this resulted in a 2-against-1 situation for Azpilicueta to deal with throughout the match. The Italian goal came about by the combination of these two strategies. They broke the press and the overload on the left side eventually resulted in Chiesa getting the second ball and he found the back of the net. Overall, the match was dominated by Spain, but they lacked the cutting edge in front of the goal. The Italians kept their nerve throughout the penalty shootout and are through to the final of Euro 2020. If you've reached this far, then please make sure that you like, subscribe and comment on this video. Thank you and stay tuned for the preview of the final.